Let's get into some shape. Hi, folks. How are you? This is Rick on Apocalyptic. I hope you're doing well out there. I hope you're feeling good here at the first. This is a new week. It's the beginning of the week. Memorial Day yesterday, and I took a little vacation, which is good. You got to do that every once in a while. And we were going to cook out. Didn't really do anything different, unusual on the vacation day, except just kind of relax, which was kind of fun. And you got to do that too every once in a while. But that was it. That was all I did. I didn't plan anything, didn't do anything. We were going to grill out yesterday. You know, everybody does that. You do that. That's anytime you have a summer holiday, it's got to center around the grill, right? You got to grill out. 4th of July, whatever. It's just, I don't know why. You just do it. So we were going to do it, and then we decided, no, we're not, and we didn't. So it was kind of like every other day, and in all ways, sometimes I forgot it was a holiday. And it was Memorial Day. You're supposed to remember it's a holiday. So that was kind of weird. So I realized today something very interesting. Speaking of holidays, we're 3 months away from the start of the holiday season. Basically, 3 months, right? So we're just in May. We're almost to June. So we got all of June, all of July, all of August. It's September 1st. That's not officially the starting holiday season date, but you know it does. You're going to start seeing commercials, Christmas commercials on television in September. It's going to happen. They do that. They push it every year. We're almost there. I can't even believe it. This year just gone by fast, almost over. I've already counted down. To be honest, though, we're just now entering into the 6th month of the year. The 6th month of the year, and then 3 after that puts us right where the holiday season is. So we're almost there. It's almost time. I don't even know. I haven't even done my shopping yet. Whew, it's going to be crazy. Have you done vacations yet this year? I haven't even started that. I don't even know. I don't know. My wife is getting her master's degree. She has to be in school. She's working a lot. I don't think we're going to even go do any kind of holiday this year. Oh, we'll do a local holiday. We'll find somewhere to kind of go. Kind of think I might go see a concert. You know, I said my concert dates are over. The concert happening in July. Might take a little road trip. And go see a concert. I don't know. Haven't decided yet if I'm going to. It's right at the end of July. It's going to be really, really hot. So I might just change my mind. It's a night show. We got to drive 4 hours away for a night show in the middle of the summer. It's not enticing, but I don't know. Might do it. But everything else is going pretty well with me. How about with you? Are you doing okay? You know, I know if you listen to the podcast, a few weeks ago, I had some problems with my vision. I had an eye problem. I had to go to the eye doctor. And day before yesterday, I was telling my wife, I said, you know, if something happened to this eye, my good eye, I'm screwed. Because now my other eye, it's like looking through dirty water. Is basically, I got floaters and all kinds of junk in there. And so I was like, if anything happens to this one, I'm in trouble. And the next day, the same thing that happened to the other one happened to this one. So now I'm concerned if it's happened to both eyes, it could be some problem, right? I think so. So now I got little lightning bolt flashes in my eyes, which is not supposed to be good. And when I went to see, the thing is, I went to the doctor, they were just like, nah, we can't do anything about it. Nothing we can do about it. Sorry. Happens when you get old. So I don't know about going to the doctor now. They're just going to blow me off. I'm not going to give you the number of my doctor. All right. But anyway, I'm a visual artist, and no one wants to lose their sight, right? I got to have my sight. Plus, even if I wasn't an artist, I still want to keep my sight. So I just don't know what to do. They don't seem to take it that seriously. I guess there's nothing they can do about it. Do I just go blind? Am I going to be a blind person in my old age? I never thought about that. All of the possibilities of what I could be when I'm old, I thought about them all: stroke, heart attack, just legs going out, arms going out, bent over, death. That's one that's been coming up a lot. All of those things, old people things. Never really thought about the blind. I never had vision problems. And now here it is. My body's saying, this is what you're going to have to do. Man, you're going to have to completely change jobs. No longer do that. You're going to have to do something. Wow. I guess I could podcast, though. I'll do podcasts until I can't talk. I mean, like, really talking like this, though. I bet my voice will be almost all gone, and I'm going to talk like this. No one wants to hear that. Barely want to hear what I say now. Speaking of that, call 678-348-0008. That's our listener line. You can call. You can tell me hi. You can just say hi if you want to. Tell me how your holidays went. Just say something if you want. I don't care. Let me just reach out. It's a way you could be a part of the show. Or text that exact same number, 678-348-0008. Text it. Call it. If you're really shy, just send me an email, rick@apocalyptic.com. I'll get that. Or you could be on Facebook. I signed up, believe it or not, for some new social media things this week. What was I thinking? Do I need to be on more social media? I don't. Why would I do that to myself? I don't even use the ones that I'm on now. Well, I do a little bit, but not that much. I hate Facebook. And Instagram's following in its footstep. Instagram used to be really cool, and then now it's ridiculous. So there's really nothing. So I'm putting a lot of attention on my own private personal website, fixing that up. Going to be doing more onto that. I'll probably do the same with the Apocalyptic website, which is, by the way, apocalyptic.com. You could go there. I'm going to try to do some writing and some stuff on Apocalyptic. Maybe I'll do some cartoons. I don't know. I don't know what you want. Do you want extras? No. You just want to listen to the show, and you barely want to do that. Is that what you're trying to tell me? I try to keep it short. I try to do a quick show. I don't want you to spend too much time with me. No one wants to spend too much time with me, because then I start talking about going blind and all of that stuff. No one wants that. I am drinking coffee today, and I kind of felt. So what is it? You fall off the wagon, or you fall on the wagon? I don't remember. Like if you're not drinking, and then you drink again, are you falling off the wagon, or are you on the wagon? What's the wagon you're on? I don't know. No one wants someone who's been drinking on a wagon. That's dangerous. And if you are drinking, it sounds like you would fall off the wagon. I don't know the technical terms, but anyway, whatever it is, I gave in. I started putting some cream in my coffee again. I was drinking black coffee now, and I'm not doing it on a regular basis. Just sometimes I want that creaminess. Sometimes I do, but I don't know. Maybe I'm back on it. Maybe it's every time. I'm hoping not. This is good today. Hold on. Remember when Mark Maron used to go, pow! I just shit my pants. I loved that, and it was so cool years ago. And I saw someone repost that, like a print version of that, as like something that's just unbelievably weird. That's how long ago it's been. It was so long ago that now that's weird. If you don't listen to Mark Maron's WTF, you don't know. But he used to do that every show, and I used to think it was so funny. I kind of miss it. I should do it in my show, except it's probably would be true now in my show. I want to talk about pets. Now, here's the thing. If you know anything about me, and you probably do, probably know a little something about me, right? I do. I'm a pet lover. I got some pets, got some puppies, got some dogs, got some cats. I got no kids, so my dogs and cats are kind of my kids, but I'm not one of those people that goes over the board. I don't dress over the board. I'm not one of those people on the wagon. I don't dress my animals up in clothes, human clothes. I don't. I've put sweaters on them if it's really cold. I've got a dog with really short hair, and that's kind of useful. Sometimes you do that. And I'm going to say there have been a couple of birthday parties where I put hats on them just for fun. And then it didn't last. They don't like it. So I don't make them wear it. But I don't do human things for my dogs too much. And I don't call them, I'm not their daddy. I'm not one of those people that says, I'm your dad, I'm your daddy. I don't do that. My wife likes to be the dog mom. And she'll sometimes call me daddy. I shouldn't be telling you these kind of personal things. To the dogs, she'll say, go take that to daddy. And the dogs apparently know I'm daddy because they take things to me. They bring me things. I'm not their daddy that I know of. But anyway, I love my pups. I love my animals. I am an animal lover. So, but I'm not an extreme animal lover. And I became vegetarian. You know what? Next year, I will have been vegetarian half my life. Next year becomes that. 31 years old I was when I became vegetarian, and I did it for the animals. I just couldn't hardly think about. It just didn't make sense to me to eat animals when I really had such care and compassion for animals. And that's not a judgment. A lot of people I've encountered feel like I'm judging them. I'm not. It's just something for me. I can comfortably eat a dinner with people who are eating steak or chicken or whatever. I don't comment. It doesn't bother. It wasn't a decision I made for anybody but myself. But other people, they can't hardly take it. They can't handle it. So they like to make little comments, but I'm over that. That was a long time ago. But I did it for the animals. Animal rights, animal compassion. I just felt like there would be less animals that would die. It's probably not true, but less animals that would die if I did it. I just didn't think that it would be right for me causing suffering to animals. And we live in a big society. We live in a society where some people have to eat animals. If you live in a climate where there are not a lot of other options, or like if you live in Alaska and you got to have that kind of protein to get through the winters, you got to have the fats and the things that animal meat provides to get through the winter. I'm not judging. That's fine. If you got to do it. I switched to pescatarian. I'm no longer vegetarian. I'm pescatarian because I will pester you about my vegetarianism. No, that's not what that means. It means I eat fish. So as I started getting older, I realized, and I talked to a health professional who said, you need more protein. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. And then the more I thought about it, and I started feeling a little weak sometimes. So I thought I'm going to add a little bit of protein by having some fish. And I don't do a lot of it. I'm not a big seafood fan, but I do love tuna. Ooh, love the tuna. And tunas. And I'll have shrimp every once in a while, and occasionally cod and some other stuff, but not a huge seafood fan. So I don't eat a lot of that. But I don't like the thought of having to catch and kill the animals for me to eat them. I don't like that. So it's the only way to do it. Right now, anyway, they're working on, they're in the laboratory, they're making fake meat, like real fake meat. And what I mean by that is real meat. It's not fake meat, it's real meat, but it's done through fake process. They're actually they're fabricating, they're building meat, real live meat with cells and things like that. And they're doing it in a lab. I don't know what it's going to taste like. They say it's going to taste the same. Might be good. I would eat that. I mean, you're still eating cells, right? You're still eating. I guess if you're an animal person, you don't do any live stuff. It's the same thing because at one point those cells have to be alive. But live cells are in vegetables too. So shut up. I'm arguing with myself on this show. It's embarrassing. Holy crap. But anyway, so I've thought a lot recently about pets and things. So, every once in a while, I just really start being depressed at how traditionally throughout the history of human beings, there's a lot of problems, but just how human beings have treated animals throughout our history. I mean, it's bad enough how we've treated each other, which is not great. It's been horrible. So obviously we're going to treat the animals even worse, I think. And I think about it a lot. I think there was something that happened a few days ago. I was I don't know if I was watching a documentary or something. Anyway, somebody mentioned about when they used to send animals up to space. Remember the dogs and the monkeys? They sent them up to space. And I don't think they came back. I'm pretty sure they didn't. Some of them didn't. They might have figured out a way to get them back, which means they're still up there. Going around. There's like little monkey carcasses and dog skeletons. That's disgusting and sad. We did that. Some little doggy thought he was going to go home somewhere, and they put him in and shipped him up, and he's gone. That was it. No one to take care of him. It's terrible. I don't even like to think about it. But we did that. That's what we do. We put shampoo in monkey's eyes and rabbit's eyes, and cosmetics and inject it into them, and just, horrible stuff, torturous stuff that we do to animals. Now, you can argue and say, well, we're, better that the animals get it than we get it. I don't know that that's true, but I do understand that. I do live in a world that has been made, quote, better because of animal testing, right? I mean, the products I use don't harm me as much as they used to, thanks to animal testing. Thanks to the animals. Thank you, animals. And other things, bugs and everything. So all of that stuff, and I'm not going to go off into it because that's just something to argue forever. I have a side, I have a point of view. I could see both sides. I could see both point of views. I understand why we would need to test medicine on animals. I understand that. That's how we make things better. But I still don't have to like it. And I still think that maybe we're entering an era where a lot of the stuff can be done with computers or fake animals or whatever. We can kind of build our own, I think, but we don't do that. It's like hunting. There's obviously some people need to hunt for food, and that's fine. That's cool. I understand it. But there's a lot of sport hunting. Is that necessary? Maybe it's fun. Maybe you enjoy it. Maybe it's a way you bond with your family. Okay, I understand. But is it necessary? Can you hunt a pine cone? Why not? Somebody can hide it, and then you go hunt it. Why not? Or at least hunt something that might be, I'm not even going to say that because you can argue it. I was going to say potentially harmful. But I've heard people talk about how the deer population, they're destroying the foliage, and they're doing this, and they're bringing diseases and all that. So they consider themselves, I think that's the way they rationalize it. Okay. It's okay. I was going to say not judging. There's some judgment in there, but I think it's a safe judgment. I understand it. I'm fine for people doing things they enjoy doing. I start drawing the line when it's like you start kind of invading someone else's space. Like, I don't want someone who enjoys hunting humans. I don't want them hunting me. Well, let's put the line there. Let's make the law there. And it does exist. So if that exists, why not in other places, right? We can all argue it out, but no, it's just like the gun, all the gun laws. It's like, we're not going to argue. We're not going to talk about it. This is the way it is. Let's just leave it there. And no one wants to get into a dialogue. Maybe it's time to change things. I don't know. But anyway, going back to my original things, I just feel bad about how we treat the animals. And as much as I treat my animals, I think very well and with respect and care, I also know that I'm probably doing things that's not good for them. I leave every day. I leave the house and I leave the TV on for my dogs. Do you do that? I do it for a reason, but I do it, and I started realizing, I think I talked about this on a show. I put it on the ID channel because we watch the ID channel. Sometimes I just walk out and leave it on. And I wonder sometimes, do the dogs pick up on that energy of stress? Because people are telling stories about their family members who were murdered. Can the dogs read that? Is it a very stressful thing for them? Can they get that energy? Maybe I'm providing some stress they don't need. So I try to put it on. I read once where they did a test, and the kind of music dogs prefer most is reggae. I don't know why. So I put it on reggae every once in a while. And I get home and there's blunts everywhere and you knew that was coming, didn't you? No, but they I guess they enjoy it. I don't know. I do jazz a lot too. I feel like jazz might be too much for them. Jazz gets a little squeaky. They might be thinking some birds are being murdered. I don't know. Cats. But the thing that I'm very concerned about with my dogs is the food. I mean, our food that we eat, you think about it, human food, the crap they put in human food. Can I have some food now that isn't packed with sugar? Can someone give me something? Even things that's not supposed to have sugar. I'm tired of getting a bag of potato chips and eating them that have sugar in them. Look, I just want something without sugar. Just, it's everywhere. And yeah, sometimes like, well, there's less sugar than at this place, so I guess it's okay. I'll get fries. I'll order takeout fries, and when it comes home, it's coated in sugar. They put some kind of a seasoning cocktail on it, and there's sugar in it. I can taste it, and I don't like it. There's my old man rant for the day. So if our food is that bad, if we're putting all that crap in our food, and you know we're putting fats, trans fats, we're putting, I don't know all of the terms of the bad things that we're putting in, but sugar's one of them. Extra sodium is in there. Corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, which is a form of sugar. Just all kinds of crap we're putting in the food. If we do that to our own food, what do you think we do to pet foods? Pets that can't complain. And why would we not? Why would the industry not? If they could get away with it, if it's not regulated, why wouldn't they? So I'm concerned about it because at night when we're having dinner, my wife and I are having this great buffet of foods, all different kind of foods, yummy foods, smell great, different tastes, made from scratch, all tasting real and looking fantastic. And then we pour out these little dark brown green pellets into our dog bowl. And the dogs eat that. Here's your pellets, dogs. I started adding a little chicken broth to it just for flavor, but pellets? What? I mean, okay, I'm sure it's packed with, I guess it's packed with vitamins and things. I wouldn't want pellets, even if they had vitamins in it. Even if the pellets tasted like the greatest food in the world, I don't want pellets. Why am I comfortable giving that to my dog? For a while, we were cooking dog food on our own, but it just... You run out of time. You don't have time to do it. You could do a big batch of it and then make it throughout the week. But they started putting on some weight because I'm not a chemist. I don't know what dogs need. We'd put some rice and chicken and sometimes beef, sometimes fish, vegetables. The dogs love it, man. They love it much better than the other food. They like it better than the pellets. I'll tell you that. So... I don't know. I'm at a point where I'm getting a little kind of depressed at what I'm doing, what I'm feeding my dogs. I think they would like to have something else because we give them the pellets. And then what do? They come and beg for our food because it's like, that smells so much better than the pellets we just ate. It smells so good. Can I just have one piece, please? Just one little noodle. And I feel bad for him. I do. Because it's like, I know. Sorry, dogs. I know I don't want to eat your pellets. I would never eat pellets. So I started doing some research. There is a documentary. I haven't watched it because I think it's going to take some nerve to watch it. It's on Netflix. It's about the pet food industry, and I know it's going to hurt. It's going to be sad and depressing when I watch it. But I think I'm going to watch it. So instead of kind of like, I guess I'm working my way up to it. And so I started doing a little research. Now, I'm going to talk about the pet food industry right now and some stuff you might not want to hear. But I think it's some stuff we need to hear. We need to. So obviously, and I'm just going to cover just kind of the surface. If you're interested in this, get into it. Just Google it. Just get into some of these website. Now, let me just say, I'm also one of those people that believes there are a lot of people who are a little crazy, a little reactionary on certain things. Even our own food. There are people who believe that you should, only eat raw foods and organic raw foods at a certain time of day while you're wearing certain clothes in a certain pose. And that's just a little too much. They might be right about certain things, but I just feel like, just let it go. I have to eat out sometimes. And I think this is going to be sort of the same thing. It's people who might be a little bit over the board. I have not checked any of these so-called facts. I don't know how much of this is even true. I shouldn't even be saying it on my podcast until I do that, but it sounds true. I know some of it is true. Let's put that way, because I have checked some of it, but I couldn't tell you if all of it's true. So they say that for dogs and cats that you should feed them a no grain food, just all meat, no grain. Now, I've also read where veterinarians specifically say that's dangerous. So where do you go? You have some people who say you should, some people who say you shouldn't. Doctors say you shouldn't. Some doctors, nutritionists say you should. How do you know what you're supposed to do? It seems like it would be the right thing, right? Dogs don't really eat grain. They eat meat. So feed them meat, right? So I always think no grain diet, but check on it. Read the facts. So I feed my cat, we feed them little cans of pate and little cans of chunky food with gravy, which they seem to love. And the dogs, of course, get the pellets. And so I wanted to see what was in this stuff, and I started looking it up. And now I feel guilty, and I feel bad, and I don't know if I can continue doing this. So this is what, according to this website, again, hasn't been checked, but according to this website, rendering plants, pet food rendering plants. And when I'm saying plant, I mean like a factory, pet food rendering factories that make the food, and they buy stuff to just put in the food. And I always wonder what they buy in, because it's not top grain stuff. I give that to the people. So if it's fish, it's fish tails, fish heads, fish things that nobody else wants to eat. They're not going to put the main stuff in that we're eating. And the same with animals. They're going, you're going to get noses and tails and I'm sorry, stuff that they won't even put in hot dogs. So here's what according to this website, here's what's in your pet food. Hold on, get ready, turn it off if you want to. All right, number 1, slaughterhouse wastes. Oh my gosh. Including all portions of animals that are not generally considered to be fit for human consumption, such as heads, hides, spines, hooves, diseased body parts. Oh, God. Slaughterhouse stuff. Now, I used to live, like, in work, especially really close to a slaughterhouse. And that just every day, that smell. Whew, it's bad. Number 2, diseased, disabled, dying, or dead livestock deemed unfit for human consumption. They're not going to throw it in the garbage. They got to do something with it. Obviously, the hides, they're probably, you're wearing them. That's your shoes right now. But they got to do something with the meat, and that goes to Tippy, to Fluffy. Number 3, expired meats from the grocery stores, including their plastic and styrofoam packaging. See, I want proof of that. I don't believe they just put plastic and I'm not saying pieces don't get in there sometimes, but I don't believe they just throw the whole thing in there. I can't believe it. All right. Rancid, overcooked oils drained from friolators and filthy grease from grease traps from fast food and other restaurants. Again, I need documentation of this. Have a hard time believing that restaurants bottle this up, put it in barrels, give it to somebody who takes it, sells it to the pet food place. I know they make diesel fuel out of that, right? I didn't know they take it to the pet food store and your dog eats it. I mean, Hard to believe. This one's really bad. The bodies of domestic cats and dogs that have been euthanized, sometimes right along with flea and tick collars still attached around their necks. No, I don't believe that about the collars, but it wouldn't surprise me. They got to do something with all those dogs. I mean, do you think of all the animal shelters? What, they're not going to take them and just put them in. They're not going to bury them. Something happens to them. And usually they're going to make some money off of it. Last one is roadkill. Roadkill, not quite as bad, especially if it's not been out there that long, because it could be fresh meat. But still, all those things disgusting. None of those things I want in my dog's food. And there's a good chance they're all in there. And this is why I feel bad. This is why I'm feeling guilty right now. Because of this. I gotta do something. Gotta do something about it. I can't keep feeding my dog this stuff. All right, here's a partial list of suspect ingredients that come from the rendering plants. Number 1, meat byproducts, chicken byproduct meal, meat meal, meat and bone meal, animal digest, and animal fat, often treated with things like BHA and or citric acid. So I've seen all those on just different ingredients. As much as I love my doggies, as much as I love my kitties, just to finding out that this is what I'm feeding them. This is what, when they come in for dinner and they sit down with their little puppy knives and forks and their little bibs on and they're just ready. They're like, oh, ready to go. Come on, put it on my plate. And then I'm throwing this crap on their plate. It hurts my feelings. Hurts my heart. My heart's going to get disease and they're going to feed it to my dog. Actually, that's... I wouldn't be surprised if do people donate their body to, it could happen. But I do know that I've read on, especially on farms, hogs will eat anything. They put, and even cows sometimes, they will put, like if an animal dies on the farm, they just stick it in the hog food. They force cows to eat it sometimes, eat whatever, they're just bodies. Ugh. Not pleasant. Sorry I had to talk about it. I do have to talk about it. It's something we all need to be aware of. So maybe you don't care. You might have a farm dog that just eat anything. You don't really care about it. You just feed them cheap food and that's it. And you're okay with it. That's fine. That's what I said. We all come from different backgrounds. We all have different tolerances on how we treat our animals. Some people don't care. Some people they don't care how they pick their animals up or what they do. I've seen factories where they just pick up chickens and toss them like they're just bags of stuff, I don't know how those people work in that, but that's the thing. We all come from we all have those kind of different tolerances, and certain things bother some people, certain things don't bother. Like hunting doesn't bother a lot of people. So I try not to be a judge person. I try to live my own life and do what I feel is right. And so it's hard. So this is where I feel like you draw the line. When you feel like something is right and you feel like something is wrong and you feel strong about those things, and then you continue to do the thing that's wrong, or at least do the thing you feel is wrong, and not do the thing you feel is right, that's when you become a bad person. That's when you become a hypocrite. And that's when if you want to grow and you want to be a better, that's where you make your changes. And that's what I got to do. I got to make changes. I can't rightfully feel good about feeding my dog and cats the crap I've been feeding them. Sorry I brought this to you. Sorry I put it into the public forum. It's disgusting, and I'm a disgusting person from doing it, right? No, I'm doing it just to help people, okay? Let's concentrate on the holidays coming up, and that's going to be fun, I think. Last year, I didn't buy one single present. It might be the first year I didn't buy any presents during the holidays, and I felt good about it, and I might do that again this year. My wife and I, we just kind of combined everything and we did a common present, and that was good. But I didn't give gifts. And that was great. Pressure was off. I do like to give my doggy certain things though, and this year the present for this year just might be better food. Let's do that. All right. I'm saying goodbye now. I'm putting it to a stop. This ran over just a little bit too long. But I love my doggies. I'm going to go feed him something really good right now.